In Cars, there are characters literally built out of pieces of other cars, broken apart, taken to bits, stitched back together. And we all just go, yeah, okay, cool. It's just a design choice, whatever. But then I was watching Toy Story, and something clicked in my head so hard I legit sat there staring at the wall for like 10 minutes. Because there's this one kid in that movie, Sid. Yeah, that kid. The one everybody hates. And he does the exact same thing to toys that somebody did to those cars in the Cars universe. He takes them apart, sews them back together, builds these little mutant creatures with a doll head on top of spider legs. And this is where it gets wild. Because if you thought Sid was just some evil little psycho kid who deserved to get what was coming to him, you missed the whole point. Sid is, honestly, the most tragic character in the entire Pixar universe. And I'm about to tell you why. Oh, and welcome to the channel. I'm Mr. Blessed. Let's go. See, all these years we've been looking at Sid through the eyes of the toys. Woody's scared of him. Buzz is horrified by him. The mutants in his room look like something out of a horror movie. And we just go, yep, bad guy, got what he deserved at the end, case closed. But that's the trap. Pixar literally pulled the same trick on us that they pull in Cars. They showed us one side of the story, and we bought it. I didn't even notice this until I started rewatching scenes inside his house. Not looking at the toys, looking at the house, the furniture, the background. And I'm telling you, what's going on back there will make your hair stand up. Number 1. Look closely at Sid's dad. He shows up on screen exactly one time. Just one time. He's passed out in the recliner in front of the TV. And you'd think, okay, dude's asleep, worked a long day, whatever. But all around him, and this is literally on screen for like a second, there are empty cans everywhere. And I'm not kidding. The animators at Pixar do not put stuff in a shot for no reason. Now, yeah, technically the cans are supposed to be soda, but come on. The whole point of that shot is telling you this is beer. You can't put a direct reference like that in a kid's movie. For real, every single object in that shot is a message. And the message is one thing. Sid's dad is an alcoholic. He's not just sleeping, he's passed out. He's physically in that house, but he's not actually there at all. And here's where it gets interesting. Remember the dog, Scud, that nasty bull terrier that chases Woody and Buzz down the hallway? That dog is scared of nothing. He will rip anything apart that moves. But there's one scene. He runs past the sleeping dad, and all of a sudden, the dog slams on the brakes, tucks his tail, and quietly slips away. That's the moment my brain just short-circuited, because an aggressive dog only acts like that in one situation: if it's been hit, if it's got specific trauma tied to this specific person. The dog is scared of Sid's dad. A dog that's scared of nothing is scared of him. Now imagine what this guy does to the kids in this house if the dog reacts like that. And now the whole picture starts coming together. Look at Sid's bedroom door. Just look at it. It's not one lock, not two. It's a whole stack of locks, deadbolts, chains, the whole thing. Like a door in a movie about a serial killer. A normal kid does not put that on his door. A teenager who wants some privacy, Max, puts a little twist lock so mom doesn't barge in. Sid has straight up barricaded himself in there. And I used to think, well, he's the bad guy, he's hiding his toys from the world. Nope. Those locks are on the inside, and they're not there to keep the toys from getting out. They're there to keep somebody from getting in. Somebody he's scared of. Go ahead, guess who? And the mom? Where's the mom in any of this? We hear her one time, somewhere off screen. That's it. The kid is ordering real fireworks through the mail, blowing them up in the yard, driving off by himself to Pizza Planet, and where is mom? Nowhere. Absolutely nowhere. She is emotionally checked out, and this isn't a busy mom thing. This is full on not there. This kid is basically living alone in a house with a drunk dad, a little sister, and a dog that's also terrified of what's going on. This isn't a family. This is survival mode. And you know what? That's when it hit me why Sid is so loud. Why he screams, blows stuff up, breaks things, slams around. Because when you're invisible in your own home, the only way to exist is to be so loud that somebody is finally forced to notice you. He's not just having fun. He's screaming. He just doesn't have the words for it. So he uses fireworks instead. Okay, now hold on, because this next thing is the thing that made me sit there and literally not move for 5 minutes. The carpet. Yeah, I'm serious. the carpet in the hallway of Sid's house. Mentally walk out of his bedroom, stand in the hallway, look down. Orange and red and brown carpet with hexagon shapes on it. And if you have seen even one decent horror movie in your life, your eyebrows should be twitching right now. Because that is literally, one for one, the carpet from the Overlook Hotel, from The Shining, from that Kubrick movie where a dad loses his mind and tries to murder his family with an axe. This is not an accident. There is no way this is an accident. The animators at Pixar have such insane control over every single texture that putting the carpet from The Shining in a kid's movie, that is a message written in giant letters. They are literally telling any viewer who's paying enough attention, this house is the Overlook. This dad is Jack Torrance. This boy is Danny. Except nobody is coming to save him because it's all happening off screen. We're watching the toys, and meanwhile, behind the wall, there's a whole horror movie playing about child abuse. And when that clicked for me, I was like, wait, this changes everything. Everything. Because if Sid's house is the Overlook, then Sid is not the villain of this movie. Sid is the victim. And everything he's doing in his room is not out of anger. It's a survival move. Watch what he actually does. He takes broken things, a doll with no head, an erector set spider with no body, a spring, a wheel, a plastic leg, and he puts them together. Everybody watches this and goes, oh my God, that's awful. He's torturing them. But he's not torturing them. He's building them. He's fixing them in this really messed up way. And here's the part that straight up blew my mind. In the original script for Toy Story, there was a scene they ended up cutting where Woody watches the mutants surround Buzz, whose arm is broken. And Woody thinks, okay, that's it, they're gonna eat him. But instead, they put his arm back on. They fix him. Woody literally goes, hey, they fixed him. And he apologizes to them for calling them monsters. You see it? The mutants in Sid's room are not torture devices. They are surgeons. They're rescuers. Sid is not breaking toys because he gets off on destroying stuff. He is subconsciously trying to fix his broken world. He can't fix his drunk dad. He can't wake up his depressed mom. He can't get a normal family back. So all of that pain, all of that helplessness, it goes into one thing. If I can't fix my family, I'll fix this doll. I'll take her head, I'll stick it onto some spider legs, and at least she'll be whole in her own weird way. At least there's something in my life I can put back together. This is not a psycho kid. This is a child trying to become the engineer of his own personal hell. And now, the third thing. This one gets me every single time I think about it. Remember the scene where Woody comes alive in front of Sid, spins his head around, talks to him, scares him so bad he basically wets himself? We were all screaming at the screen like, yes, finally, take that, jerk. Go Woody. The toys won. Happy ending. Now think about it from the other side. I mean, actually think about it. Sid is a kid. He's 11 years old. He's living in a house with an alcoholic dad, a checked out mom, a little sister who, yeah, he picks on, but he never actually lays a finger on her. He has exactly one thing that helps him survive this nightmare. He breaks toys. That is his way of letting it out. It's his therapy, the messed up, janky version of therapy that a kid with no adults around could come up with. To him, toys are plastic. Just plastic. He does not know they're alive. He physically cannot know that. And then Woody comes up to him and tells him the truth. Comes alive in his hands. And Sid gets it in 1 second. Toys are alive. All these years, he wasn't breaking plastic. He was torturing living things. Not on purpose, not knowing, but torturing them. Every firework he ever taped to a toy soldier, that was real pain. Every operation he did on his sister's doll, that was real torture. Imagine you woke up tomorrow and found out that every single object you ever smashed, threw out, or burned, they all felt it. Just sit with that weight for 1 second. Now put that on an 11-year-old boy whose nerves are already shot to pieces. Woody didn't beat a villain. Woody broke a kid permanently. He took away the one coping mechanism that was keeping this kid alive, swapped it out for a lifelong phobia, and walked away. And nobody is ever gonna believe him. If he goes to his mom and says, "Mom, the toys talk to me," he's getting a diagnosis. If he tells his teacher, he's getting sent to the school counselor and put on pills. He is now alone with a truth that sounds completely insane, and nobody on Earth is going to help him with it. Woody is actually the bad guy in that scene, not Sid, Woody. So I thought the story ended there. Like, okay, the kid is broken, his life is done. Statistically, these kids end up homeless or in prison or worse. But Pixar did one thing that completely flipped my understanding of all of this. In the third movie, really briefly, for literally a few seconds on screen, we see adult Sid, and he works as a garbage man. Everybody goes, haha, karma. He treated toys like trash, now he hauls trash. Funny. Classic Pixar. No. That is not what that is at all. Think about who Sid is now. This is a grown man who went through a catastrophe as a kid. An alcoholic dad and a depressed shadow of a mom. A dad his own dog was scared of. A house that was literally designed to look like the Overlook. And on top of all that, the horrifying truth that every toy he ever broke was alive. This kid should have broken. Statistically, he should have ended up on drugs, in crime, in nothing. Instead, he grew up, got a stable union job with benefits and decent pay, and every day he drives around in his truck picking up stuff people throw away. And why that job? Why not a cashier, a store clerk, literally anything else? Because he is now the only person on the planet who knows the terrible secret. Toys are alive. And he knows what happens to toys that get thrown away. They get burned. They get crushed in garbage trucks. They get destroyed. To a normal person, it's just trash. To Sid, every teddy bear that somebody threw out is a living thing that got left to die. He isn't just a garbage man. He's intercepting them. He is saving them. He's had these magic hands since he was a kid, in the best way. He could take broken things and build working ones out of them. He is that exact same surgeon. Remember the mutants who fixed Buzz? Sid was always an engineer. He just didn't know why he was doing it as a kid. Now he knows. Every day he pulls toys out of trash cans, takes them home, fixes them, and I don't know, maybe he gives them away. Maybe he keeps them. But the point is, he's saving them. The guy everybody calls the villain of Toy Story is actually the only human in that entire universe, besides the toys themselves, who understands that they're alive. And he's spending his adult life protecting them. That's not karma. That's redemption. Quiet, total redemption that nobody even noticed for a boy who was never the bad guy to start with. And when I put this whole picture together in my head, I realized one thing. There are no real villains in the Toy Story movies. There is just a kid that nobody helped. And when he was finally shown the truth, he did not fall apart like every law of psychology said he should. He stood up, found a way to deal with it, and he spent his whole life saving the ones he used to break without knowing. Honestly, that is one of the most beautiful character arcs I have ever seen in any animated movie. And 99% of viewers don't even notice it because Pixar hid the whole thing in a 3-second cameo in the third movie. And you know what's the wildest part of all of this? Pixar does this constantly. In Cars, they hide this whole biological truth about the living cars right under our noses. And I mean, you already know the cars are alive. And in Toy Story, they hide a full psychological horror about a kid from a broken home right inside a kid's movie about talking dolls. They just count on us watching whatever they show us in the close-up and not paying any attention to the background. The carpet, the soda cans that are obviously a reference to beer, the locks on the door, the way the dog acts in the hallway. And after all this, I seriously can't watch Toy Story the same way anymore. When Woody yells at Sid at the end, I'm not rooting for Woody anymore. I feel bad for the kid. I want somebody to come and get him out of that house. I want him to have a normal dad who doesn't pass out in a chair. I want his mom to actually check in on him once in a while. I want nobody to call him a monster just because he's too loud and too broken for a normal childhood. Sid is not the villain of Toy Story. Sid is the real heart of the story, just buried so deep that almost nobody ever finds it. And if you made it all the way to the end of this video, go hit subscribe, because I've got a whole lot more of this hidden stuff in the Pixar universe. And I'm telling you, after the next couple of videos, you are not going to believe these movies are for kids anymore.